So Arsenal end the Champions League group stage run with a 2-0 win. Girona 0, Arsenal 2. Now the performance was an interesting one because it wasn't the greatest, but also it wasn't the worst, right? Because Arsenal tried to create chances, they were on the front foot for the most part, but maybe because of so many changes in the starting 11, the team did not really gel. But the goals came in the first half with those, let's say, the guys that are on the bench. So that's a positive in itself. The performance, it is what it is. Neto, oh my God, I was going to say it was good to see Neto, but with his first touch, he almost gave away a goal within the first 5 minutes. That was terrible. And even the goal they scored, the first goal they scored, the only goal because the other ones were chucked out. Even the only goal they scored, he was way out of his position and he didn't look comfortable, right? I think after that goal, from the second half, I didn't even see him push forward anymore. I don't know if you did, but I didn't see him push forward anymore because it was just crazy. And that goal also showed to me that Gabriel is not a sweeper like Saliba. Because yes, Partey was snoozing, turned his back towards Danjuma. Danjuma basically outpaced Thomas Partey. If Saliba was there, I'm sure Saliba would have cleaned up, but Gabriel is not Saliba. Two different MOs. I don't even think he had enough time to actually get there. Maybe I'm just being too harsh, but I just think that Saliba would have done better. Plays the ball. What a good goal from Danjuma. And it was funny that Neto actually dived. What if he actually touched the ball? That'd be interesting to see, maybe. Could have been a red card, could have been a direct free kick, who knows. But anyways, the second goal Partey recovered first of all. Channel is inner Iniesta, trying to dribble people and shooting in the box. I doubt he would have shot, but anyways, he tried to dribble people and then it was fouled. We got the penalty. Jorginho tucked the ball into the back of the net. Fantastic. 2-1. No, fantastic 1-1. And huffing and puffing as usual. Pass. At least this time we're not crossing maybe because it was Trossard and Sterling interchanging in the false 9 position. So there's no point crossing into the box because they were rarely there. But Ethan, show boy, basically dribbled people. He knew what he wanted to do. Placed the ball in the back of the net. What a fantastic strike. That goal was a banger. His Champions League debut, and he actually scored a debut goal there as well. And I can also see why Arteta thinks that there's a chance he could play as a striker in the future. But I think those were the best parts of the game. The other negatives was why was people like Partey coming on. There's no need to have started Partey. There's no need for Timber to have come on. There's no need to bring Rice on. There's no need to bring Rice. We're losing losing control of the midfield, so Rice needed to come on. Fair enough, but there was no point to bring in Havertz. No point to bring in Martinelli. Really, to be fair. But anyways, I'm not the manager. The manager made his decision. It is what it is. We won 2-1. Now, overall, the Champions League campaign has been an interesting one. Personally, I didn't think we will breeze through the group stage as we did because we've played 8 games, we've won 6, drawn 1, and lost 1, and we're averaging 2 to 3 goals in most of the matches, which is not bad, right? To finish 3rd in the Champions League group stage, you would have thought, right? Manchester City 22nd, PSG, Real Madrid, and the Bayern Munich's down there somewhere. Arsenal finishing above those teams. I wouldn't have imagined that would have been the case. But obviously, when we played this really strong teams like Atalanta, it was a 0-0. When we played Inter Milan, we lost 1-0. But we had a good performance against PSG. We scored lots of goals against Sporting. So I think it was a good group stage run. Now it'll be interesting to see who we get in the next round of the Champions League. I'm hoping it's a team that we can actually play, not a counter-attacking team, because even the goals we considered today were counter-attacking goals, and that has been our weak spot, our weakness in the season. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. Let's do a quick player rating, and then I'll talk about the Ollie Watkins Rumour for today. Player ratings, I'll say Neto. I won't say it's a shocker, but All right game. Was shaky at the start, but he found his way there. On the left, we started Calafiori. Calafiori actually had a very, very good game. Gabriel Magalhaes, very good game. Kivio, very good game. Thomas Partey as well. All right game because he clawed back that penalty. Jorginho had an outstanding game. He's my player of the match, okay, because he dictated the play, ran the midfield. Like, without Jorginho, I don't think people would have passed to Ethan that much. It was only Jorginho and Thomas Partey that seemed to pass to Ethan. That's what I saw, but anyways, I could be wrong. So, outstanding performance for Jorginho, my man of the match. Merino is, for me, all right game. I don't know his contribution to the team. Maybe next season we'll see what Merino brings to the team. But this season is just a sideways backwards guy. But anyways, all right performance today. Raheem Sterling on the left, I would say had a very good performance. Shame he could not put away his penalty. That's the summary of his Arsenal stint, isn't it? I don't think he has even scored a goal. Half a season he has never got a debut goal. That is very, very bad. Very, very bad. And then the team are doing all it takes to make sure he scores. But he still couldn't put the penalty away. But overall, his gameplay was actually very, very good. He was on the ball. It was on the ball a lot of times today. Trossard, I will also say, I would say a good performance. I think it's been a long time he played as a false nine, because most of the time he drifted back into, was in the midfield and going to the left a lot, swapping places with Sterling. So, all right performance, I would say. No, good performance overall, good performance. And Ethan, I would say excellent performance for Ethan. Right, if Jorginho was not there, he would have been the man of the match. But excellent performance. The manager, I would say good performance because he made all those changes and we're still able to secure a win. Those changes actually worked because we scored both goals in the first half with those core. So I'm going to say all right performance for the manager. But yeah, let's rate the overall performance in the Champions League group stage. I would say a very good campaign. A very good campaign in the group stage because we outperformed a lot of teams that I thought would have done well. So finishing third, not bad. Winning 6 out of 8 games, also not bad. So very, very good campaign. Now, before the game started, there was a transfer rumor everywhere on social media, even in the game it was spoken about, of a bid, a 60 million bid for Ollie Watkins rejected by Aston Villa. For me, I would say that is insulting, first of all. I'm going to say why. 60 million for a player that has over 3 years left on his contract. That is actually insulting. We signed Kai Havertz with 1 year left on his contract for about 65 million. And you're bidding for a player that is the actual goal scorer, right? One of the highest goal scorers in the last 2 seasons in the EPL. 60 million with 3 years to go. I know like he's about 29, 30 years old, but come on, guys. That's why I don't believe the rumor. Because if the rumor is true, it means that Arsenal are insulting Aston Villa, right? They are trying to sell John Duran. John Duran is also another goal scorer, right? John Duran is not playing because Ollie Watkins is playing. Aston Villa are trying to sell John Duran, and then we are going to bid for Ollie Watkins with about 6 days to go in the transfer window. Like, it reminds me of that tweet from Liverpool once upon a time. What are they smoking at the Emirates? Whose decision is to do this? First of all, right, 60 million, 29-year-old, high goal scorer, main striker for Aston Villa. Okay, fair enough. Why would you make a bid, if it is true, why would you make a bid on a day they are playing a Champions League match? He actually scored as well in the Champions League game. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I just feel like, in the words of Mikel, I feel embarrassed that Arsenal did such a thing. Right? If you want to take a strike, and again, Aston Villa probably think that we are also in the same boat. Aston Villa is trying to get top 4. At this stage, at this point in time, I know we are second on the table, but really and truly, with our form, we are in a top 4 race. Why would they sell that top player to us? For me, I just think this is under PR. Just like the Zubimendi, they're advancing on the player side. And now, you made a 60 million bid that was rejected for Ollie Watkins. That is Aston Villa's top man, knowing that money is not going to even be considered, right? And that's what the fan base will be like, oh, Arsenal tried to sign Watkins in January. That's not trying. That is actually spitting in the face of Aston Villa people, if it's real, or spitting in the face of fans that believe that it's real. Because I don't live in that reality. I believe that if Arsenal wanted to sign, they will go with at least 80 million pounds. Because there's also a rumor that Saudi they're going to bid 100 million for him. So I will go for like 40 million less and not give them enough time to find a replacement. But anyways, you guys let me know what you think. Anyway, Champions League was nice. It was a good game. In the Champions League, we're through. We're looking forward to the draw before the weekend and see who we get. All right. Looking forward to the weekend. The next game against Manchester City, and then we have a little bit of break, which is nice. All right. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please press the like button. Subscribe if you're new or yet to do so. Share to like-minded people. Check out Scatteryan podcast. Check out ROP podcast Run of Play as well. And enjoy your day, people. Or your evening, depending on when you're watching. Peace.